Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage. We're gonna make sublimation plates for the holidays. This is one that I've been wanting to do for a while and I cannot wait to share the results with you. Now this video also includes a very special announcement. So first of all, 2 people are joining me today for more holiday crafts. So you can see videos from Corey George with Hey Let's Make Stuff, as well as Jen from Creative Housewives. And if you're watching during the premiere, their videos will start right after this one and you can get more holiday craft inspiration. So if you want to have a cookie party and want some sublimation crafts to go along with it, this is the place to be. Those videos will also be linked in the description below this video, so if you missed them, just head to the description below and click those. The other very exciting announcement is that we are kicking off Campfire Crafts Holiday Edition. That is where Corey and I are going to do 12 days of holiday crafts, both Cricut as well as sublimation. Now, we will kick that off with a live video here on YouTube, and I will link to that in the description below this one. I will also link to where you can purchase access to Campfire Crafts. So you get the kickoff event for free, the 12 days is a ticketed price, and then we'll do a live wrap-up at the end that will be free as well. So you got a couple of free holiday crafts and then 12 more that you can purchase if you would like. It includes all of the videos for Cricut as well as sublimation for 12 different crafts, tons of SVG files, bonuses. We have packed so much into this ticket price that I think you're really going to like it. So head to the description below this video, click the link and check it out. Now for today's craft, which I'm super excited about, is plates. So I decided to use the vacuum tray with the PYD Life sublimation oven for these because I wanted to try an all over plate design, and frankly, I don't have a heat press that has a plate attachment. So if you have one of those all-in-one heat presses and it has a plate attachment, you can definitely use that for this version where there's just a design on the inside. You can definitely use that. However, I wanted to give both of these a try. Don't have a plate press attachment, so this was my option. Now I did try, so this size plate is fairly small. It's about the largest plate that you're gonna be able to do within the PYD Life vacuum tray. I did try to fit this in that little HTV Ront phone case heat press as well, and it would not fit. I don't think you're gonna be able to do plates in that unless they're like saucer size. So this was the only option that I had on hand. Now I'm gonna try 2 different plates. We are going to see the results at the end, and I think you're really gonna like these cute little plates. So first, let's talk about the supplies we're gonna need. So as far as supplies go, you will need the PYD Life oven with the vacuum tray addition. And I do have another video on how I installed this vacuum tray into the oven. You do need to modify the oven a little bit, and I will link to that video in the description below this one. Then you need your sublimation plates, and I have 2 different kind of shapes that I'm going to be trying, and those plates did come with plate stands. Then you need something to measure the plates, probably some scissors, heat-resistant gloves, heat-resistant mat, then some protective paper, as well as possibly some heat-resistant tape, a lint roller, something to clean your plates, and then you will need to print sublimation prints. Now these are sublimation ink printed on sublimation paper with a sublimation printer. And I'm gonna head to Canva. I got 2 different designs here and I'm gonna show you how I made these designs. I'm using Canva to resize my designs for printing, and I usually choose custom size and 8.5 by 11 inches as that is the size of my sublimation paper. Once you pick that, a new design will open up and you're gonna go ahead and click upload and upload your designs. I've already uploaded my design, so I'll just click to get that over to my sheet, and I can resize it to fit the plate that I'm going to use. So in measuring the plate, I think this should be about 4.5. Click position, make sure it's locked, and do 4.5. So that should fit the center of my plate well. So for this version, I'm gonna go ahead and download as a PDF for print, CMYK, and download. And then I'll print on sublimation paper using my sublimation paper with sublimation ink. Now for my second plate, I want to do an all over print. So I have this print that I downloaded. So I went ahead and duplicated this print 4 times to get the look that I'm going for. And then I'm going to just make that a full size sheet of paper. And once again, I'm going to download as a PDF for print, CMYK, and print that on my Sublimation printer. You do want to preheat the oven with the empty tray inside. So if I open this, you do want to make sure that this top is installed. And then in the bottom, I have removed any of the fixtures, and I have all of the holes covered up with the sheets that are included with the tray. And then I'm going to go ahead and close the tray, clamp it shut. I have the oven set to 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and add the tray to the oven. The back of the tray needs to align with the vacuum that you installed into the oven. So I'll just slide that tray into place, push it into place, and go ahead and preheat the oven at this time. Now you can probably hear that preheating in the background. While it's preheating, we're going to prep the plate itself. This first one has a more severe lip on it. This version is more curved. The one with the more severe lip, I'm just going to do the middle and see how that works. The one that is really curved, we're going to do an all over design and see how that works. So I went ahead and printed my design, again, Sublimation ink on sublimation paper from a sublimation printer. Now I did mirror this design, so you'll notice it's backwards. I'm gonna go ahead and trim around that design. Then you can use a lint roller or a lint-free cloth just to clean the plate itself. For this version, I'm just going to locate that design in about the center of the bottom. Then just use a few pieces of heat-resistant tape just to make sure it does not move. And this one is ready for our vacuum tray. And then for the other version, again, we'll clean it really well. And for it, I'm just going to try to lay that paper over the plate within the vacuum tray, and hopefully it will sort of suction this paper in. I'm hesitant to tape it because I'm worried that taping it will keep it in place when I want it to actually suction down inside of this plate. So I think I'm just going to literally set it on top of the plate. We'll do the easy version first, hopefully have some success, and just try the second version. I am gonna want some pieces of protective paper, and I'm gonna cut them to the same size as the inserts for that oven. And that way I'll have a couple of pieces of protective paper to use on the top and the bottom of these. So be sure to have everything ready before you open this oven. So it's still heating, it's still getting that tray hot. Now, the oven tray itself comes with this heat-resistant stand, and I have that on my table. That's ready. Heat-resistant gloves, definitely this is going to be very hot when you pull it out. And then I have the plate that I prepared, as well as 2 sheets of protective paper that I have cut to size of the tray. You heard it beep. It is ready to go. So I'm going to open this up, pull out the tray itself, set that directly on this. I am going to close this so I don't lose too much heat. Then go ahead and open this up. And what I'm going to do is protective paper, my prepared plate, sublimation print side up, protective paper on the top, close this back up, close that clamp, and then open this back up, add the tray back inside. So just slide that tray back inside, close this, and you want to heat it 356 degrees, 10 minutes. But this time you're going to turn on the vacuum pump, and this will be loud, and allow this to heat. So when this is done, you can turn off the air, and then open this and remove this tray from the inside. Now, when you pull on this, you will probably hear an air release, and that is okay. You are releasing that vacuum. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this over. Very, very hot. Put it on that heat-resistant rack. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this plate so that I can put it on a heat-resistant mat and work on my next plate. Now the protective paper on the top will not make it a second time, so I will need a new piece for that. So again, I'm going to put protective paper on the bottom of this to cover the bottom. Then I am going to add the plate, and then I am just going to set my sublimation print inside of here. And then I'm going to add protective paper to the top. And then I'm going to close this and clamp it down. And we can go ahead and add this to the oven. This time I'm going to make sure to keep this extremely level and not move it around much. So I'm just sliding that right in, again pushing it all the way into the back. Then I'm going to press start and turn the vacuum on. When that second plate is done, you're going to repeat the same process. Turn off the air, remove the tray, put it on the heat resistant rack, remove the plate and put it on a heat resistant mat. As those plates cool, you can go ahead and remove the sublimation print. I removed it from both of the plates. Before we take a look at the results on the plates, I just wanted to show you that some of the sublimation ink from that second plate actually got onto this rubber portion of this tray. So I'm probably gonna have to use multiple pieces of protective paper if you are going to use that second method. So now let's take a look at both of our plates. So here is the results on that first plate, and I love this. So the results in the bottom of the plate are perfect. Now, this type of design, this type of plate, if you had a heat press that has a plate attachment and it fits inside of your plate, you can make plates that look like this. Also, you are restricted as far as the size of the plate. So if you get much larger than this, the vacuum tray is not going to be able to handle it. So you are a little bit restricted with that as well. Then here are the results for the all over plate. So a couple of issues here. Some of the places around the rim look a little blurry. So I have a blurry spot here. I have a blurry spot here, right in here. Now, are these horrible? No, they're not. But it's not perfect. Definitely not perfect. And then it got an all over print except for right here where my sublimation paper shrunk in too much and I did not get it on this side. So I would say all over plates are going to be hit or miss. You might want to choose your design carefully. Something that is not too detailed would probably work best with an all over pattern. And then print it as large as you can. I only have a printer that will print 8.5 inches wide, so I just had to deal with what I could do, but print as large as you can. And if you do smaller plates, you would probably have better results. But do note that I had issues with getting this ink on the inside of that tray, which will probably lead to issues down the road. So be sure to take that into account as well. All right, as you saw, the plate with the design in the middle turned out so cute. Love, love, love it. Probably have some tweaking and work to do on the all over plate design. I'm not sure if it would ever be perfect, just quite frankly. I think it just moves too much within this vacuum tray. So probably would not ever be perfect. If you pick the right design, it could probably be very, very cute with an all over pattern. However, with this design, there is some fading. It's not perfect. From a distance, it probably looks great. So would I use it? Yes, probably. But would I give it as a gift? Probably not. I probably would not give it as a gift. Now, if you are hosting your own holiday cookie party, making some plates is a great way to celebrate that. Whether you make the plates to put the cookies on for the party itself, whether you make plates for people to take home, this is a great idea for those holiday cookies. If you want more ideas for a holiday cookie party, 2 more videos for you. Corey with Hey Let's Make Stuff, as well as Jen with Creative Housewives are both doing videos in this series, and I will link to those in the description below this video. And if you're watching the premiere, they'll start right after this one. So thank you all so much for joining me. If you have any questions about anything I covered today, feel free to ask those below. If you liked this video and it helped you, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. I have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.